Open your phone right now. Go to your keyboard. Look at your most used emoji. Don't think. Just look. That emoji right there, it's exposing you. It's revealing the emotion you're hiding from everyone, including yourself. And I'm about to prove it. Most people think emojis are just fun little pictures. They're not. They're linguistic psychology. They're emotional shorthand. And the emoji you overuse reveals the feeling you're compensating for. The emotion you can't express directly, so you hide it behind a yellow face. Today I'm going to decode the 5 most overused emojis and tell you exactly what hidden emotion each one reveals. And I guarantee at least one of these is going to call you out hard. Before we dive in, if you want psychology content that actually makes you think instead of just entertaining you for 60 seconds, hit that like button right now and subscribe to this channel. Drop a comment with your most used emoji. No explanation needed. Just the emoji. I want to see what everyone's hiding behind. Let's get into it. Here's how this works. I'm going to show you 5 emojis, the 5 most commonly overused ones. As I describe each one, pay attention to which one makes you feel seen, which one makes you uncomfortable, which one makes you think, wait, how does he know that? That discomfort is your subconscious recognizing itself. Your most used emoji isn't about the emoji itself. It's about what you're not saying when you use it. So check your keyboard right now. Look at your frequently used section. Which emoji do you see the most? Got it? Good. Now let's reveal what you're really hiding. If your most used emoji is the crying, laughing face, the one where tears are streaming down while you're laughing, your hidden emotion is pain. Real pain. Not the kind you laugh about later. The kind you're laughing about now, because if you don't laugh, you'll cry for real. People who overuse this emoji have mastered the art of deflecting pain with humor. You've learned that if you make everything a joke, no one asks if you're actually okay. And more importantly, you don't have to answer that question yourself. This emoji shows up most in people who grew up in environments where emotions were dismissed or mocked, where being sensitive was seen as weak, where crying was something you did alone in your room, not in front of people who were supposed to comfort you. So you learned to perform, to turn your pain into entertainment, to make people laugh so they wouldn't see you breaking. And now it's automatic. Something hurts, and you immediately follow it with that emoji. 3 laughing faces in a row. Because making it funny makes it manageable. Because if you're laughing, then it can't be that bad, right? But here's what you're not admitting. You're exhausted. You're tired of being the funny one. The one who lightens a mood. The one who makes trauma into comedy. Because every time you use that emoji, you're minimizing your own pain. You're telling yourself and everyone else that what you're feeling isn't serious enough to take seriously. And the longer you do that, the more disconnected you become from your real emotions. You start to wonder if anything actually affects you anymore, if you're even capable of feeling things deeply. Because you've trained yourself so well to turn everything into a punchline. The crying, laughing emoji has become your emotional armor, your way of participating in vulnerability without actually being vulnerable. Someone shares their struggle, and you respond with that emoji, and suddenly you're relating without revealing. You're connecting without exposing. You're there, but you're not really there. And people think they know you. They think you're the fun one, the resilient one, the one who doesn't let things get to them. But they're wrong. Things do get to you. Deeply. You're just really good at making sure no one, including yourself, has to deal with that. And the most dangerous part? You've started believing your own performance. You've used that emoji so much that you convince yourself you actually find your pain funny, that you're fine, that you've moved on. But you haven't. You're not laughing. You're crying and pretending it's comedy. And at some point, you're going to have to stop performing and actually feel what you've been avoiding. Because humor is a beautiful coping mechanism until it becomes the only mechanism you have. Until you realize you don't know how to express pain without turning it into entertainment first. If your most used emoji is the red heart, your hidden emotion is desperate need for love and approval. Not just wanting to be loved, needing it, craving it, building your entire sense of worth around whether other people are giving you emotional validation. People who overuse the heart emoji are often people who learn early that love is conditional, that you have to earn it, that you have to constantly prove you're worthy of it. And so you give hearts freely, hoping desperately that you'll get them back. This emoji becomes compulsion. You end every text with it. You respond to casual messages with it. You use it even when it doesn't fit the conversation, because what you're really saying isn't "I love you." What you're really saying is "Please love me back. Please tell me I matter. Please don't leave." The heart emoji is your way of keeping people close, of reminding them that you care, of making sure they know you're still here, still invested, still hoping they feel the same way about you that you feel about them. But here's the painful truth. The more hearts you send, the less they mean. And deep down you know that. You know that overusing it dilutes its power. But you can't stop, because stopping feels like withdrawing your bid for love, like giving up, like admitting that maybe you're not as loved as you need to be. And that thought is unbearable. So you keep sending hearts. Keep expressing love you wish was being reflected back to you. Keep trying to fill the void with emojis, because filling it with real, secure love feels impossible. The heart emoji reveals something crucial about your attachment style. You're likely anxiously attached. You need constant reassurance that people care about you, that they're not going to leave, that you're still important to them. And every heart you send is a test. You're checking to see if they'll send one back, measuring how long it takes, counting how many they send compared to how many you send. And when the math doesn't add up, when they send fewer hearts or none at all, you spiral. You wonder if they're pulling away, if you said something wrong, if you're too much, and so you send more hearts. Try harder, love louder, hoping that if you just show them how much you care, they'll finally give you the security you're desperate for. But external validation never works, because no matter how many hearts people send back, it's never enough. The void you're trying to fill isn't shaped like an emoji. It's shaped like self-love, like the unconditional acceptance you never got as a child. And until you learn to give that to yourself, you'll keep sending hearts to people, hoping they'll fill a space only you can fill. If your most used emoji is a skull, your hidden emotion is using dark humor to cope with things you can't control. The skull emoji is shorthand for "I'm dead," but in the most emotionally detached way possible. People who overuse this emoji have usually experienced enough disappointment, anxiety, or existential dread that their defense mechanism is to make everything darkly funny. You laugh at the absurdity of life, because cry about it feels too vulnerable. You kill everything with humor before it can hurt you. This emoji is how you signal to others that nothing is serious, that everything is a joke, that you're so detached from caring about outcomes that even failure or pain or embarrassment is just another thing to laugh about. And on the surface, that seems healthy, like you're not taking life too seriously, like you're resilient. But what it really reveals is that you're scared to hope, scared to want things, scared to admit that you actually care, because every time you've cared before, you've been disappointed. So you use the skull emoji as a preemptive strike. You declare things dead before they have a chance to die on you. You make jokes about your own failures before anyone else can. You treat everything like it's already over, so when it actually ends, you can say, "See, I knew it wouldn't work out anyway." The skull emoji is your emotional insurance policy. If you never let yourself hope, then you never have to feel the devastation of disappointment. If you kill your expectations, first, they can't kill you later. But here's what you're missing. By killing everything before it can hurt you, you're also killing the possibility of anything ever working out. You're so busy protecting yourself from disappointment that you're guaranteeing it. Because when you approach everything with the energy of "it's already dead," it becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. People feel your detachment, your cynicism, your refusal to take anything seriously. And eventually they stop trying. They stop inviting you. They stop sharing good news with you, because they know you'll just make a dark joke about how it'll probably fall apart. The skull emoji has become your way of staying safe in emotional death. You're not living. You're surviving. You're going through life with one foot already out the door of every experience, so you can leave before you get left. And while that protects you from acute pain, it traps you in chronic emptiness, because nothing ever touches you deeply enough to matter. Not the good things. Not the bad things. Nothing. You're numb. And the skull emoji is both a symptom and a cause. It's how you announce your numbness to the world, while simultaneously deepening it every time you use it. If your most used emoji is the face with tears of joy or the nervous laugh emoji with the sweat drop, your hidden emotion is discomfort with confrontation and conflict. This emoji is your way of softening everything, of making sure nothing you say comes across as too serious, too harsh, too direct. People who overuse this emoji are usually conflict avoidant. You're terrified that if you say what you really mean without cushioning it with humor, people will think you're mean, cold, angry, too much. So you add that little nervous laugh, that little sweat drop, that little signal that says, "I'm joking, please don't be mad at me." And it works. People think you're easygoing, chill, not dramatic. But what they don't see is that you're constantly performing emotional flexibility you don't feel. You're pretending everything is fine when it's not. You're laughing off things that actually bother you because admitting they bother you feels like starting a fight you don't have the energy for. The problem with this emoji is that it trains people to never take you seriously. Even when you're trying to communicate something real, the nervous laugh makes it seem optional, dismissible, like you're fine either way. And eventually you realize that no one actually knows how you feel, because you've spent so long hiding your real emotions behind awkward laughter that you become invisible in your own life. You're there, but you're not really there. You're agreeing, but you're not really agreeing. You're fine, but you're not really fine. And the nervous laugh emoji is the mask you wear to make sure no one ever finds out. This emoji also reveals people-pleasing tendencies. You use it because you need everyone to like you. You need everyone to think you're low maintenance, easy to deal with, not demanding. And so you laugh nervously through your own boundaries being crossed, through your own needs being ignored, through your own feelings being dismissed. Because setting a boundary without the nervous laugh feels aggressive. Asking for what you need without softening it feels selfish. And being honest about your feelings without making it seem like a joke feels dangerous. But here's what that nervous laugh is costing you. Relationships where no one knows the real you. Connections where you're always accommodating, never asking. Interactions where you're always softening, never asserting. And eventually you wake up and realize you've spent years making yourself small, making yourself easy, making yourself digestible, and you have no idea who you actually are when you're not performing. The nervous laugh emoji isn't protecting you from conflict. It's preventing anyone from ever knowing you well enough to have conflict with. And that's the loneliest protection there is. If your most used emoji is the praying hands or folded hands, your hidden emotion is constant guilt and over-apologizing. This emoji has become your default way of saying thank you, but what you're really saying is, "I'm sorry for existing. I'm sorry for needing help. I'm sorry for taking up space." People who overuse this emoji are often chronic people pleasers who were taught that asking for anything is a burden, that gratitude isn't just polite, it's mandatory, that you should feel guilty for needing other people. This emoji shows up after every request, after every favor, after normal human interactions that don't require excessive gratitude, but you give it anyway because not giving it feels dangerous. Like if you don't constantly express appreciation, people will realize you're not worth helping, that you're taking advantage, that you're asking for too much. So you fold your hands and bow digitally over and over hoping that if you're grateful enough, people won't leave. If you apologize enough for existing, people will let you stay. But here's what's really happening. You're not grateful. You're guilty. Guilty for having needs. Guilty for not being self-sufficient. Guilty for being human and requiring connection and support. And that guilt is exhausting because you can never be grateful enough to erase it. You can never thank people enough to feel like you've earned their kindness. The praying hands emoji is your way of constantly apologizing for the space you take up, for the air you breathe, for the resources you consume, for existing in a way that occasionally needs other people. This pattern usually starts in childhood. Maybe you grew up with caregivers who made you feel like a burden, who sighed when you asked for things, who made you feel guilty for having needs. Or maybe you watched someone else be criticized for asking for too much, so you learned to ask for too little, to be grateful for crumbs, to apologize for wanting anything at all. And now that's your default. You can't accept help without drowning the person in gratitude. You can't receive anything without feeling like you owe them everything. The praying hands emoji has become your way of preemptively paying your debts. Your way of trying to balance the scales before anyone can accuse you of taking too much. But healthy relationships don't require constant repayment. Healthy connections don't make you feel guilty for being human. And the more you use an emoji, the more you reinforce a belief that you're not inherently worthy of care. That love has to be earned. That support comes with strings attached. And until you stop apologizing for existing, you'll never be able to receive love the way it's meant to be received. Freely, without debt, without the crushing weight of guilt that tells you you don't deserve it. So, which emoji did you see most in your keyboard? And more importantly, does the hidden emotion match what you're actually feeling? Drop your emoji in the comments right now. Just the emoji. No explanation. I want to see what everyone's carrying. And if you're brave enough, tell me if the description hit close to home. Because this isn't about changing how you text. It's about noticing what you're not saying directly. Your emojis are breadcrumbs, clues to the emotions you're carrying but not expressing. And once you see the pattern, you can't unsee it. If this video made you uncomfortable, good. That means it hit something real. Subscribe for more psychology that goes beyond surface level. Because understanding yourself isn't about feeling good all the time. It's about seeing clearly. And sometimes seeing clearly means recognizing the masks you wear, even the ones made of pixels and yellow faces. Your emoji is telling a story. The question is whether you're ready to listen to what it's been saying all along.